Good morning everyone, it's Tuesday the 5th of November. I'm not going to forget this day, am I? Not with that date, the 5th of November. And today I'm at the Chess stream, which is a tributary of the River Adur, just like the Honeybridge stream, after one species of fish alone, and that is the chub. I'm up here today to try and catch a chub. I don't know how I'm going to get on, but you know, I'm up here and let's give it a go. I've got a fair few swims I can go at. I'm pleasantly surprised actually. I thought I'd be limited to only a few swims, but I reckon I've got a good 8, 9, 10 swims I can fish here today. So we'll see how we get on. The depth of the water it's up and down a bit, but there are spots here where there's deeper holes, which I'm quite optimistic. But you know, we'll see how it goes. And it's a grey overcast day. The sun is just trying to peek through the clouds. I hope it doesn't, but because I prefer it when it's overcast. Not a breath of wind. I'm also going to have to keep my voice down a bit once I'm actually there fishing, because as I say, it's a very, very narrow stream. This very narrow. You're very close to the water, and there's not a lot of depth there really, so you know they're going to be spooked easy if there is going to be any chub there. I'll be absolutely over the moon just to get one. Those of you that do this sort of fishing will know what I'm on about. If you get one, you know, I don't care what size it is, I'll be absolutely over the moon with just one chub today. But we'll see how it goes anyway. Now bait wise, I have got the usual Warburton's bread, got that, and I've also got with me, and I really need these today, I think, some nice fresh worms from my compost heap. I've got those, and that's what we've got. Rod wise, my usual fare, my 8-foot Omni feeder rod, 6-pound line straight through, link ledger, I think it's about a size 10 Korda curved shank hook. And I like it, I do like it up here, it's very pleasant. And I've even got my own coat hanger, look. I've even got my own coat hanger. I supply with coat hangers here, so you know, that's handy to have. So I'm all set up, ready to go. I've tried to bring as less stuff with me today as I could, but even today I've still got a fair bit. I've only brought one landing net with me today instead of two, which I normally have. As I say, I quite often have two in my bag, because one's a short handle with a bigger net, the other one's a long handle with a smaller net. But I've opted for the short handle one today with the bigger net, just in case I get something, you know, a bit decent. But you know, anyway, I don't really think I need the long handle one today, because I'm not particularly high up on the bank or anything. So as I say, we've got a fair few swims to get through. Time wise it's 9:05. Probably going to be here till around 2:30, 2:45, because it gets dark early now, doesn't it? And we've got a lot to get through. So I'm all ready to start fishing, and let's see how we get on today on the 5th of November for a chub. So as I say, one chub I'll be absolutely over the moon with. Right, let's get started. I've got to say, I've just baited up a few swims with mashed bread. The first swim I'm going to be fishing is a tricky one underneath a tree, so let's hope it goes all right. Anyway, that's going to be the first swim. What I aim to do, what the plan is, I'm going to spend about 15-20 minutes around that time in each swim, give and take a few minutes, because I'm not sure how the swims are going to fare up. It all depends how they go, if I'm getting bites or not. I'm going to spend about 10 minutes on bread flake and the other 10 minutes on worm, just to see, because I don't know what's going to be the best bait today. So that's how we're going to go about it anyway. So let's get along to the first swim. So I'm going to have to keep my voice right down, almost to a whisper, because you can see the bottom down here, and I'm very, very close. I'm almost on top of the water. You'll see in a minute. think we'll set the camera up just here, so it is very shallow actually, but we'll give it a go anyway. Right, we're going to kick off with bread flake. Just drop it in and let the current take it where it wants to go. Yeah, there's no depth there. There's no depth there. I can see the bread quite clearly. It's only just below the surface. So it's probably not going to work there. And she's gradually sinking. I'll leave it there for a bit. No, nothing on bread flake. Let's try worm. So I think it's too shallow here, but I'll give it. No, I'm giving it a go anyway, just to see. Probably looking at about a couple of feet of water, and it's clear as well, very clear. I think the swims where we've got the best chance of getting something obviously are the ones where I can't see the bottom, and there are a few of them. Right, nothing in this one. I've spent about 15 minutes here on bread flake and worm, and I do think it's a bit too shallow, but I thought I'd give it a go anyway. So let's head on to swim number 2. Right, this next swim is just around the bend from this one. It's more or less where I've got my gear. Now this particular swim I've had roach from before on worms, but it looks shallow, and I think this is the problem in quite a few of the swims today, is that it is shallow and it's clear. But as I say, we'll give it a go. I'm going to try as many swims as I can. Once again, we'll kick off with a bit of bread flake. So I'm more optimistic in one or two other swims up there, but I want to give myself every chance. I think we'll just give it 5 minutes here on bread flake, and then 5 minutes on worm. I can clearly see the bread on the bottom. But you never know, something might come in there. It's a really pleasant day for fishing, absolutely spot on. Overcast, not a breath of wind. It's mild. First bite on worm. I think we might have one. It's not a chub. Not on there. Damn, that was a bite anyway, and that was on worm, and it looked roachy. Right, let's give it another go. So there are fish down there. That was definitely a roachy bite. So I'm going to get the camera so you can see the rod. Trouble is I needed to have taken that because I might not get another chance, even with the roach. You know, you're not going to get loads of opportunities. It definitely looked a roachy bite. That was on worm. Now, I've had roach from this swim before. Maybe I should have left it. There we go. See it? There we go. I'm hoping the camera's picking that up. Little taps. As I say, probably not chub, but they're fish. It shows there's fish down there. That's what I'm saying. Although I can't make out any fish down there, there are obviously fish there. I'll persevere here for a little longer. Or whatever it was, it's taken the worm. Little fish tops then. So this is encouraging. We've got a chance of catching something. There are fish down there. So we stay here for a bit longer. So I know there's fish down there. I'm not sure what they are, but as I say, something topped down there just now. There goes a bite. Of course, using a size 10 hook. If there's any small stuff, any small stuff, it won't be so easy to hook them. But I mean, I'm here primarily for chub, but you know, if I can catch a nice roach or something from here. While I'm at it, you know, all the better. And whatever it is, it's still there. I'm very reluctant to leave this swim at the moment. Boy, this is exciting, man, this sort of fishing. It really is. Again, a little tap. Very, very subtle. I'll give it another couple of minutes here. And then we'll move on to the next one. Because we've got a fair few swims to go at today. Isn't it marvellous? As soon as I switch the camera off, it goes. Nothing on, it's not on there though. I think with a smaller hook, but that defeats the object because I'm after a chub. But you know, if I could pick a roach up, you know, I'd be happy with that as well. You know, in these sort of places, may well strip the worm off. It has. I'll tell you what, one more go. I don't want to use all my worms up here. Put a little smaller worm on there. See if that does the trick. Good spot. Right, this is the last one this time. Quarter to 10 now, so got plenty of time, but it does go quick when you're enjoying yourself. This is the last cast here now, and then we'll move on to the next one. I thought I might get bites from worms today. Right, so we've had a few bites in this swim. Certainly look roachy to me, but haven't been able to hook anything. So we're going to move into swim number 3, which is the swim where I've had chub from before. So let's have a go there. On the introduction to my videos, you'll see me holding that chub up just before the video begins, just before my session begins, and that chub was caught from this next swim. Best chub I've had, best chub I've ever had actually. That was £3. I've never been able to get one bigger than that, but that was from this swim. I think it's going to be very, very difficult to get one from this swim today, because it's looking it's quite shallow and clear. But to the right of this tree here, it looks a bit more darker, deeper. But again, I'm going to have to be very quiet. It looks different. I don't remember this tree down there at all. So whether that's something recent, I don't remember that being there. I might be wrong, but I don't remember it. And it's formed a sort of a channel over that far side, and I can't see the bottom now, but let's see. Again, we'll start off on bread flake. And we'll end up with worm. Just had a couple of very subtle touches on bread flake. There we go. There we go again. This is on bread flake. Judging by the rod tip, I'd say again that they're roach pecking at it. It shows there's fish down there. There we go again. Oh, that was a better bite. Blimey. It's taking the bread flake. I wonder if it was a chub. Let's give it another go. This time the rod bent round, so it could have been. It could well have been. I'm not going to get many chances here, I tell you. It's definitely deeper down there. Blimey, this is exciting, it really is. That was a better bite, that. I'm not sure whether that was a roach or not this time. I'm not going to get many chances in the same swim, you know. That was the best bite so far of this session. So it started off as, you know, like tapping like that, and then I got a bite where it sort of went like that, bent, and then started going like, it looked like it was on there, but the pool won't give me a second chance. Of course, you've got that tree there, and it's deeper down there as well, so it could well be a chub down there hiding. Give it 5 more minutes on bread flake here, and then we'll try a worm. So we'll give this a few more minutes, and then we'll try a worm. time wise it's 10:05. I hope you can hear me, but I can't speak up, I can't shout, not in these sort of swims. So we've got quite a few swims to try today, but we'll end up back here in these swims that we've started off in and give them one more go at the end of the session. And it could be just that one bite here and that's it. Not sure if it's worth trying to the left of me because I can see the bottom there, but I will give it a go. Right, I think we'll try a worm on here now. Red flakes come off anyway. Right, try a worm. I won't be surprised if I get instant bites on this. When it's ready. We've had bites in the last 2 swims, 2 out of 3 swims that I've fished. We've had bites. But no fish yet. There we go. There we go, some taps there. See, there's definitely fish down there. God, I just had another decent bite. I just went up. It's always the same. When you do something happens. I've just gone to put my teacup back next to my rod bag, which is only just up on the bank here. I've come down, I see the rod going like that. Oh, Jesus. There's definitely some fish down there. I'll tell you where they are. They're up against this log, this tree, this fallen tree. Just the other side of it. There's a deeper stretch of water there. It may have taken the worm off, I don't know. It's a fair bite. So I've had bites here on breadflake and worm. Ooh. Oh, it's a perch. I'll have to swing her over. Oh, I wasn't expecting this. Blimey. Oh, lovely perch. Right, okay, brilliant. Okay, it's not a chub, but it's a perch, and I haven't had a perch like the Honeybridge stream. When I had one of them, 2 or 3 of those up there the other week, I've never caught a perch up there before, and I've never had one here before until now. So this is a first. Right, I've just got to nip back quickly and get my disgorger. Oh, great stuff. So we're off the mark. Not a chub, not what we're after, but I'll take it, you know, a perch. So that's what they were. Perch after my worms, although as I say, I did get a decent bite on breadflake down there. So that's it, we're off the mark with a fish anyway. But there we go, nice little perch. Right. I'm gonna put her back just up there, because I will give it another go. Really happy about that. We've got the first fish. You know, it's never easy on these sort of places. Not the target species, I know, but still got a great, you know, every chance of catching one. So we're off the mark with a perch, and we'll try in this swim another 5 minutes. I didn't know it was on there until I started reeling in. And there could be more than one down there. Oh yeah, straight away. Oh, it snagged me up. Oh, it snagged me up. Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, I'm not going to get out of that. Christ, whatever that was, it snagged me up. Bugger, I'm well and truly snagged up on a branch down there. So I'm going to have to, I've got no choice, I'm going to have to set up again. Yeah, I'm not going to get out of that. Okay, I'll get back to you in a minute. What a shame. Well, you won't believe this. I was snagged up heavily, but I managed to break free. It's another perch. Blimey. Oh. How the hell this fish is still on there, I don't know, because I was well and truly snagged up. Well, I wasn't expecting these fellas today, I tell you. Second one of the session. Second perch in the same spot. As soon as it's posing as well. As soon as it hit the water, it took it. So, right, okay, we'll persevere here. 2 perch in the same swim. Brilliant. Right, I'm going to put her back up there. So I'll see you again in a minute. There we go, perch number 2. Right, okay, 2 perch from the same swim. Let's give it another go. I was really surprised I had that on there. I tell you, because I was well and truly snagged up. I thought I was going to lose everything. I managed to get it free, and the perch was still on there. I'll be a bit careful because there's obviously a snag down there. I doubt it if we get a third one. There's obviously a shoulder perch down there. I would imagine that would be it now in this swim. I haven't been able to net either one of them. It's too far away. I've been lucky and I've been able to swing them over, and with these perch they take the bait right down. Just give it another minute or 2 in this swim, then we're trying the next one. As you can see, that's what we've got down here, and it's just the other side of that fallen down tree. Literally just the other side of it. It's a deeper, slightly deeper, and that's where the perch are obviously hiding out. I say we will, but in the past it's there. That chub that I caught on the introduction to my videos that you see me holding, it was down there that I caught it. But then it was deeper. I can see the bottom down there now, but I will give it a go. So very narrow, you can almost jump across it. Don't believe this. I'll have to swing you across, mate. Oh, this is a bigger one. Oh, blimey. Christ. Again, I never saw the bite. Never saw the bite. This is a bigger perch. This is a... Oh, blimey. This is a nice perch. Christ almighty, 3 out of 3 casts. Well, I wasn't expecting this morning, I really wasn't. As I say, I know it's not the target species, but blimey, lovely perch. Look at that, look. Again, I never saw the bite, and again it was tight up against this fallen tree. So there's definitely a shoal of them down there. That's a bigger one. That's a nice perch, you know, to get on these streams. Beautiful. There we go. Great stuff. So perch number 3. Well, I'm going to stay here, see if we can get another one. Why not? Yeah, 3 perch, all from the same spot, and virtually one after the other. More or less. All on worm. So I don't want to spend too long there though, because I've got a load of other swims to try, or quite a few. Exactly the same spot again. What's the time? 25 to 11. Blimey, I really will have to move on because there's some other, you know, I want to give myself every chance of catching a chub. I won't use any more worms up there, otherwise I ain't going to have any left. They're hungry buggers, these perch. Right, we've exhausted this swim here. Nothing to the left of me either, nothing there. But we've had 3 perch in the swim to my right, which I'm absolutely delighted with. So we're going to move along to the next one, which is a little bit more tricky to set the camera up. So I'll do the best I can with it. And this is swim number 4, I believe. I'll try and set the camera up the best I can. I didn't know whether to try this one or not, but I think I will. You've got a bit more of a current than that out there, but you never know. I'm going to just flick a piece of bread flake out down there. Oh, I just had a bit of a disaster. The flipping tripod fell over and the camera went smack into the water. This happened with one of my other cameras and it messed it up. It wasn't in the water for long. I got it out quick. But I'm just hoping, keeping my fingers crossed it hasn't damaged it. I've got my other camera, which is identical to this one, but I think there's going to be so much, because I've got so many swims to fish, it's going to be quite a bit of, you know, usage out the camera, so I don't want to, you know, use the memory card up too quick, or the batteries if I can help it, although I've got plenty of batteries with me. It's the memory card, so I'm hoping that this is coming out alright. But we'll see. Right, nothing in this swim, so I'm going to move along to the next one. Right, on to the next swim. As I say, I really hope it hasn't messed this camera up. It is recording, I can see it's recording, but I'm not sure. Just hoping it hasn't messed the video quality up, and I'm hoping that water hasn't got inside the camera. As I say, I did get it out as quick as I could. Right, this is another awkward swim, or not easy to fish, but my God, I've got to give it a go down here. That's what we've got down here. Look, I'll just flick it out down there. I can get down there, but I'm going to set the camera back. If I catch anything, you might find I might not be able to film me catching it, but I will show you the fish obviously if I get anything, because it means me having to keep getting back up on the bank, switching it on and off in this particular swim. Right, we're in the next swim. Not fishing here yet, I'm just bringing my gear along here. But this is what we've got in this one. We've got a bend there, but it is a bit on the shallow side. But down here in front of me, it's deeper. So I'm going to try both spots. And we've got another bend to my left, so I'll be going round there for the next one. And I think it was somewhere up there that Andrew had a chub from a couple of weeks back, just up there, somewhere up there. Right, we'll kick off with bread flake in this one. So my apologies if the audio or the video quality has deteriorated, because I'll recap on what happened about 10 minutes ago. My camera went in the water, and my experience of that, it's happened to me once before, and it messed it up. It was never the same afterwards, but we'll see. Anyway, I'll start off on that bend, I think. Right, what's the time? It's 11:15. My God, that time's going quick. I've probably got through about, I'm not sure if I've got through, well, probably got through about half the amount of swims that I want to fish today. I say, with the darker evenings and that, you don't get so long, even though I had a good early start this morning, or a decent start. So it's a summary of what's happened so far. I've had 3 perch, all from the same swim on worm. Apart from that, nothing else. I just had a little couple of touches on bread flake here, so I will leave it for a bit longer. There's definitely fish down there. Right, we're on worm now. Give it 5 minutes here on the worm, and then we'll move along to the next one. Right, we're in a different swim now. Just a little tap on bread flake in the last one, but it didn't materialise into anything. Get my net ready. I'm really enjoying this though, but keeps you fit, this sort of fishing, I tell you, because you're on the go all the time. You know, you're not sitting down in one spot, you're on the go all the time. It's 25 to 12 now at the moment, 3 perch, no chub. So we'll exhaust all the swims I think I can fish on this stretch up here. I've got about another 3 or 4 swims I can fish up here, and then we'll go back to where my bike and all my gear is, where I had those 3 perch from this morning. I may try up a bit further, but I think we'll go back, have a bite to eat and a cup of tea, and then we'll assess it from there. Would you believe it? I've just switched the camera off. As soon as I do it, the rod tips just, definitely, it was a bite, it was a touch, it's definitely something down there, because it was a touch. It went like that. I'll tell you the amount of times that's happened to me, that when I switch the camera off, literally as soon as I put my finger on the button, you get a bite. All the time it's on, you don't. Oh, I've never had anything from this particular swim, but I've had bites before on worm in this swim, and I think it was somewhere here where Andrew had a chub a few weeks ago, a nice one as well. My experience of this sort of fishing is that when you're fishing for a chub on a stream like this, it's never over with until you've fished the last swim. It's never over with. I tell you, never give up hope. There's always a chance. All the time you're fishing, there's a chance of catching one here. As I say, you're highly unlikely to get more than one, although I'm sure anglers that have fished here probably have in the same session, but I haven't. Or have I? Can't remember now. No, I think that was Honeybridge Stream where I've had 2 or 3 in one session. I've only ever had 1 in one session here. I've put a worm on there now, nothing on bread flake, just a little tap earlier, but that was it. So we get a good 5 minutes here on the worm and then we'll move along to the next one. Really pleasant days fishing this. Funny, I must have fished about 7 or 8 different swims. I've had 3 fish and they've all come from the same spot in the same swim. That's the thing with this sort of fishing. You just have to keep looking and see where, see if you can find where they're hiding out. They could be absolutely anywhere. I say there is a spot much further up where I've seen them all congregate in one area in the close season. I think I've told you it before. They could well be up there, but I'm not sure if I'm going to have time to wander up there today. Right, on to the next one, which is just the other side of that overhanging willow tree. I've never fished any of these swims down here, I don't think. This side of the willow tree, I've never fished any of them. I'd say slightly deeper pools of water here, so there's a chance. Right, I'm gonna see if I can set my camera up. I can make out the red flake, but we'll give it a go. There's a bite on worm. I don't think it's on there though. Or is it? Right, there's fish down there. There's fish down there. Right, nothing here at all, so on to the next one. This next one's a very, very narrow swim, but I think it's deeper. Well, it looks like it is anyway. We've got so many swims to get through. I don't know if I'm going to get through them all today. It's 12 now. I'll leave the camera up here anyway. As soon as I've got worm on this, I'll keep it on there. There's no point taking it off, and then we'll try a bit of bread flake afterwards. Me. Oh, there's a butterfly over there in November. Cool. So most of the swims I've got up here, the rest of the swims I'm going to try up here, are all very, very narrow but deeper. It's certainly worth giving a go. Yeah, painted lady over there. Painted lady butterfly. Blimey, in mid-November, well, early November. Yeah, 12:15 now, so a summary of the session. I must have done about 9 or 10 different swims. Still just the 3 perch from the one swim up to now. 1 or 2 touches in other swims, but nothing concrete, nothing materialised from any of it. No proper chub bites at all. That's the nature of this sort of fishing, as I say. You just keep going from swim to swim, and at least at the end of the session, if you know you've exhausted all the swims that you can fish and you haven't had one, then you can't do any more than that, you know. Yeah, straight ahead on those stingers over there. Yeah, I don't know if the camera's picking it up. That butterfly over there. Crikey, I don't think I'd ever have seen a butterfly in November years ago. That's how it's all changing, you know. There's no question of that it is changing. The climate. No, it doesn't seem to be. Ah, yes, that was a tap. That was a tap, definitely. A bit of interest on the bread flake. I will keep it there for a little while longer. That was definitely a fish of some kind. There's definitely something down there. I just had another tap on bread flake. So there's definitely a fish down there of some kind. If I'm persevering in this swim for a little bit longer. Right, we'll give it a go in this one. A bit closer on this one. As you can see, very narrow, very narrow. As I say, I won't ignore these places though, just because they're, you know, we're on a slight bend as well. I've just had a look along there. Anyone that knows this particular stream up here, we've got a gate to my left where you come in. Yeah, there's a gate to my left. I'm not going to go up any further than I am now because I've just had a look up there. It's not really, you know, it doesn't look appetizing enough to fish it really. It's very narrow. It's even narrower than what we've got here. So I'm going to finish off here for 5 or 10 minutes, then I'm going to go back to where I've got my bike and all my gear, and where we had those 3 perch from this morning. We'll try there again. Well, we'll have a bit of dinner, try there again, and then there's a few 2 or 3 swims up a bit further where I want to try before the end of the session. So it's 25 to 1 now, so we've still got plenty of time. So that's the state of play at the moment anyway. No chub at the moment, as is quite often the case, but I'm trying as many swims as I can. But we've had 3 perch, which I'm absolutely delighted with. Well, we're in. I think it might be a perch. It is a perch. Yes. Oh, right, okay. So fourth perch of the session. Not the target species, I know, but even so, you know, I'll be delighted with these. Right. This is another one on worm. Oh good, that's unhooked better. Right. Oh, I'm delighted with this. At least I haven't blanked anyway. You know, it's not easy catching fish on these streams. So you know, you've got to be grateful for anything. And I say it's a lovely looking perch. There we go, perch number 4. Great stuff. I'm just about to leave this swim now. I'm going to go back to where all my gear is. I'm soaking some more bread up there, and then we're going to try there again where we had those 3 perch from this morning. Then there's about 2 or 3 more swims I want to give a go a little bit further up from there. So delighted with that. Perch number 4. Great stuff. Yeah, really pleasant place to fish up there. You know, you can sit down on this log, but it has changed. It has changed. I think a tree has fallen down since I was up there last, and it's created a channel. You've got the trees fallen down sort of diagonally across the stream, creating a channel on the far side of the tree, and also a slightly deeper pool of water. And that's where I had those 3 perch from this morning. And I've just had my dinner, and we're going to get back to it again in about 5 minutes. I'm just having my cup of tea now. I've just fed it again with some bread, mashed bread. And then we've got a few swims, well 2 or 3 along a bit further. There's a old bridge along there where I'm going to try along there a bit and see. You know, it's a likely looking spot for a chub, so you might as well try it, because you never know. So yeah, we've got 2 or 3 more swims that we haven't fished yet to have a go at further along, but in a minute I'm going to try back down there again where I had those perch. Right, let's get down there, shall we? For the start of the afternoon session, about an hour and a half, 2 hours tops, I would say, to see if we can catch a chub. Right, we'll kick off on worms in this particular swim because they've done well. Again, just see whether those perch are still there, or anything else, of course. I don't believe this. We're in for another. I think it's another perch. Snagged up though. Look at now, this is the trouble here. I managed to get it free. I have to lift her over because I cannot get the net down there. It's awkward. Blimey, they seem to be sitting underneath that tree. And he's taken a liking to my worm. Right, okay. Well, I wasn't anticipating this to be a perch session today, so I left me disgorger up on the bank. But perch number 5, the 4th one from that swim, from this swim. Unbelievable. Look at that, look. Great stuff. So that's 5 perch now. They must be sitting under this fallen down tree, literally sitting under it, because they keep taking me underneath it. It does keep snagging me up, but I managed to get them all out up to now anyway. Right, perch number 5. No chub yet, but there's still a chance. There is still a chance. I'll show you exactly where these perch are all coming from. Down there. They're literally right up tight against this log, this fallen down tree. And every time I get one, the bites aren't registering on the rod for some reason. I don't know why. It's not until I reel in that they're on there. Unless they're taking it as I'm reeling it in, maybe. But once they're hooked, they're going for underneath, which is snagging me up. But so I've managed to get out of it up to now. So I've wrinkled 4 perch out of this swim. Let's give it another go. All the time I'm catching fish. I know it's not the target species, we've still got time in a couple. There's only another few swims I can fish for chub. And who knows, there's still a chance of a chub here, but these greedy perch are really having a feast on these worms today. I'll give it another 5 minutes here, and then we'll go along to the next swim. Just shows you though, done it, where these places where the fish hide out that tree. As I say, it's just right really. It's the swim where the bit where I normally catch chub from, or where I've had a couple of chub from. It's a bit shallow. That's to my left. Right, we're going to go along. No more fish here. So I've had 4 perch from this swim. Yeah, I can't expect much more from it. So I've done pretty well here. So now I'm going to move along to another swim a bit further along near a footbridge. So I'll see you along there in a minute. Right, this is the next swim, which is completely different to any of the other swims I've fished today. As you can see, it's surging through underneath that old bridge there. I have fished here before when it's been very, very coloured and had a sniff, but we'll give it a go. And I think looking at this swim, I'd say possibly down there. I've fed it with some mashed bread. I'd say possibly down there. It's a little bit. Now it's still running through even there, but anyway, we'll give it a go here, and then we're going to give it a go. I'll show you a spot where I've had a chub before in a minute. Actually, we're not quite on the bridge, but it's just the other side of the bridge, on a platform, on a concrete platform. So we'll give it a go there as well. Right, let's see how we get on here. Yeah, it's not as deep as I thought it was. I can see the bread flake actually. I might end up casting it in there. I know that's probably not where they're going to be. I thought it was a bit deeper. I've cast around in a few spots anyway, and that's taking it under the tree as well. So we'll give it 5 minutes here. There's no indications, and we'll move along to the next one. Blimey, I reckon I've done about 11-12 different swims today, and no chub. Well, I'm really pleased with the 5 perch I caught. At least I've caught something, you know. There's still a chance. There is still a chance. Maybe catching those perch is telling me something, you know, that those perch are all grouped together by that log. And I wonder, you know, I just happen to be able to find them. I wonder if it's the same with the chub. You know, they're all grouped together somewhere in some spot somewhere, and you just got to try and find them. See, I always find there's never enough hours left in the day. I know myself, I'm normally fishing for quite a long time, 5-6 hours sessions. That's what I normally fish. But I always find sometimes it ain't long enough. I'd like it to be longer than that, but so I would fish just in the dark or just before it's getting dark, but I've got to get home on my bike, and it's a bit of a main road here to ride along, and I don't really want to ride along there with all my fishing stuff and that lot, you know, when it's pitch black. Right, nothing here, so I'm going to move along into the next swim, and we'll try that one. No sign of anything yet. I'll try worm in a minute. Right, I've tried in a few spots there with bread flake, no sign of any bites at all. So I'm going to stick a worm on before we move on to the next swim. Well, I've got worm on there now. So we give it a few minutes here on the worm and then we'll move on to the next one. It's just the other side of that weir. Kick off on worm because we've got worm on the hook, so bang on 2 o'clock now. So we've got about an hour's fishing left, or 45 minutes, to try and save the day with a chub. It's not looking likely. I mean, I've had sessions before where you've caught one right at the end though, when you haven't had a single bite. But you never know. I seem to have had most of the fish I've caught up here on the chest stream. It's only a personal thing, you know. I've had nearly all of them, apart from one of the perch today. Nearly all of them have come from underneath those trees where I park all my stuff. That seems to be the spot where I seem to catch fish. I haven't caught any on these open stretches. Really just giving it a few minutes, and if there's no sign of any bites then I'll move on. You won't believe this, I've just gone along to bait up the last swim. Well, I'll tell you about that swim in a minute, the next one, which is going to be my last one. I've just come back here and I've just reeled my rod in. There's only just along there, it's not far. And as I've just started reeling my rod in, what looked like a chub jumped out as I was reeling it in, as I was lifting the, you know, the worms out the water, just lifting it out. It jumped out, and it looked like a chub. It was very quick. I wish I had the camera on. Flippy now. So it shows this fish down there. Anyway, I'm going to go along to the next swim. Now this next swim is a swim, well, it's going to be the last one. This swim looks good. It looks good. It's always looked good when I've gone along there. And it's the swim where in one close season I came along here in April, had a good look, and there was about 7 or 8 chub all congregating in the middle, just sitting there, while the rest of the stream was so low and clear there wasn't much else where they could go down here, so they were all congregating in that spot. But I've fished there before and I've never had a touch, but it looks promising. But so we'll give it a go there for about 20 minutes. So I'll see you along there in a minute. Jesus, I'm sure it was a chub, it looked like it. Right, for the last swim today, this is what we've got. Now here we've got a much wider pool of water. As I say, I've fished here a few times and never had a single bite on the float and on link ledger. It looks deeper. Anyway, this is where I saw the chub, all congregating in the centre, just sitting there, about 6 or 7 of them in the close season. Right, okay, let's give it a go. Well, that fish, it's a pity the camera on. I mean, there's always something that happens on these rivers and streams when, you know, last time it was that pike taking the, you know, chasing after the roach as I was emptying my my keep net out. Right, let's have a look, let's see. Ripples on the water, look. Something's going after the little bits of bread that are floating on the surface. Well, I've put some of the mashed bread in there, some of it's got down there and some of it hasn't. But that fish that jumped out as I was reeling in just now, just shows you. You know, it's probably just sitting in the margin. Funny, you know, because it does look a good swim, but I've never had a single bite here. I've just had a look round the corner from here, and I have looked at this spot before, but normally you can't fish it, but it does look a good spot for chub. You've got a fallen down tree there, but it's very, very awkward to try and get in there to fish it without getting snagged up. But it is tempting, and I haven't got a lot of time left. And there doesn't appear to be anything happening in this swim either. So, it's just gone 25 past 2. So I've got another 10-15 minutes, so I'm gonna have a try along this next swim, which is very awkward. I won't be able to set the camera up in it at all. Oh, there's a little fish top in there. So there are fish in here, there are fish here. Yeah, we'll give it a go for the last, really is the last attempt. But as I say, I won't be able to set the camera up there, it's too awkward. But I can show you the swim close up. So that's what we do, make that the last attempt. So I'll see you around there in a minute. Blimey, it's 25 to 3 and that light's starting to fade already. I ain't going to have much longer here. So this is it. I mean, my God, this does look chubby, doesn't it? It's definitely worth sticking it in there. If I get snagged up, I do. What I've got to do is probably cast over top that branch there. Anyway. Yeah, let's give it a go on bread flake. Tell you what, I've got worms on the hook, so I might as well use them. And then we'll try a bit of bread flake afterwards. As I say, every chance of getting snagged up here. But lock and rest it. I'll go and get my rod stand. I've got her up really high. So you have to try these swims just before we go, you know, just before we go. So it does look very chubby, doesn't it? Blimey. do think this fish is better up here though, later on in the season. I wouldn't normally come up here in November. I often find January, just after Christmas, or around Christmas time, just after Christmas, is for me, I always personally find it's the best for here and the Honeybridge stream. For one thing, it's carrying more water, it's a bit deeper, which is a big plus. Well, nothing in that swim either, not a touch. It's 2:45, so I'm just gonna give it one more go here, where I've had these 4 perch from, where this sunken tree is, and just see if we can pick up anything else here. Let's just have a go, shall we? Just before we go, we've got 5 perch at the moment, 4 coming from this swim alone. You never know, there's still a chance of a chub here as well, so just for the last 5 minutes. There we go. Yeah, see? There we go. Yes. Oh, brilliant. Oh, great. You've saved the day today. These, oh, it's the biggest one. This might be the biggest one so far. Right, this is the 5th perch I've had in this same swim. Unbelievable. Might even be the same one, but I doubt it because I've been putting them back further up. So I've had 6 perch now, 5 from here and 1 from up there. So it was definitely worth having another chuck down here. And I'll have one more, I think. It's 10:02, so another 5 minutes. Great stuff. Perch number 6. I don't want to go home. I don't want to go home. Flipping hell. Grateful for these worms today, I tell you. Really am. Quite often they dig you out of a hole, you know. I wasn't anticipating, I didn't even enter my head about perch. And I was thinking maybe a roach, but and they're really going for it as well. They're not holding back. Right, I think this is going to be the last one now. It's just gone 10:03 now, so this is the last one. Six perch, can I make it 7? I'll make this the last cast. It's 5:03 now, so this really is it. Well, it's nearly 3 o'clock now. In fact, it is 3 o'clock. That's my lot for today. I've really enjoyed it. No chub, but I've really enjoyed it. It's been a very, very pleasant day's fishing. You know, I've got through a lot of swims. I must have fished about 14 odd swims today, possibly even more than that, but about that anyway. So I've gave myself every chance, you know, with bread, flake and worm, and I've ended up with 6 perch, 5 from the same swim and the other one further up, but no chub. So that's the summary of the session, 6 perch. So I'm delighted with that. I really am happy with that on these streams, because I think to catch anything you've got to be satisfied with it. So anyway, I don't think I'll be up here again for a little while. I think I'll wait until a bit later on in the year. Hopefully there'll be a bit more water to go at, a bit more depth to the water. I think that would help, definitely. But I have enjoyed it. So right, on to the next one, which will be possibly next week. If not next week, the week after. Not sure where yet. I'm going to have to think on that. It will not be on a tidal stretch of river if the tide's not right. I've learnt my lesson from that. But we'll see what the tide is, and we'll see what, we'll put my thinking cap on and see what we can come up with. There's so many places to fish on this river, there really is. So yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed the video. I've certainly enjoyed fishing up here today, very pleasant indeed. I'm sweating now, so I've got to ride back now, and it's so just gone 3 o'clock. I've got to pack up. I haven't packed anything up yet. And enjoy your own angling, definitely do that, and thank you so much for subscribing to my fishing channel, and thank you for pressing the like button, and I'll see you again on the next one. Bye for now.